Yeah, man, it's your boy NSG Slim, man. You know what I'm saying? Today I got a timer on, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to ramble, and yap too long. I want to get to the chase. Today, I woke up, um, and one of the worst things that could happen, man, death in the family, man. My Uncle Brian. Rest in peace to my Uncle Brian, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this today right now, I'm just taking a second to remember my Uncle Brian. You know, this may not mean much to no one, but I know it means something to me, man. My Uncle Brian was a real good man. You know what I'm saying? Um, Real funny, real intellect. You know, Real Baltimore. You know what I mean? And man, it's tough and challenging to admit, that he's not here right now. You know what I'm saying? But I also want to celebrate his life and everything, and all the game that he did speak. You know what I'm saying, to me throughout these years. As his nephew. You know what I'm saying? My Uncle Brian, he was a real good man, yo. You know what I'm saying? He showed real love, man, like unconditional type. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that there's people out there that he's helped, that could vouch for that. You know what I'm saying? People that he's run across, they call him Be More. You know what I mean? Yeah, they call him Be More. You know? So, yeah, RP Uncle Brian, man. Um, Man, you know, yeah, man. I barely got sleep, man. But with that news hitting this morning, man, I got up, man. That's that, I got up, man. Can't even sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's my Uncle Brian, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is 2026 coming in, man. With the truth. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's some cold game right there. R.I.P. to my Uncle Brian, man. You know, he will be missed. So as I continue on with my thoughts with this train of thought, man, what I wanted to pack into this video, just as far as where Ian Brown is at, I'm challenging myself with, remaining focused on getting this money, challenging myself with the conversations that I have with people and how in depth these conversations can go. You know, yeah, I'm getting back to reading, writing, journaling, listening to these audiobooks, challenging my brain, challenging my thought patterns. You know what I'm saying? Challenging my beliefs. If they're true, then they'll take me, where I need to go to see something new. So, hey man, you know, just appreciative and super grateful for this life I have right now. Um, as I continue on this journey, you know what I'm saying, as I process these thoughts, and I'm not the perfect version right now. I'm showing you my imperfections, I'm showing you my flaws, and I'm being broad and open about my flaws right now. I'm hurting, man. My Uncle Brian, man, yeah, man. It's like I can see the bricks on this shit again. Like I've been blind. Like my peripheral view, is like it's starting to like, hold on now. Like, is this the world we live in? You know what I mean? My Uncle Brian gone out this world? This world? And that's why I feel like I've been blind, man, Like, at the start of this video I wiped my glasses, but I think I need to wipe my third eye, wipe my spiritual lens, cleanse my vision, the one that God wanted me to see through, Because man, that shit hit deep, man. That's why I said I don't want to yap. I got my timer on, you know. But yeah, man, I want to stay consistent with this, man. I'm proud of myself. I'm doing big things. I'm doing great things. And at the same time, I can take a second out, to do this new thing with this camera, with this page, with this platform, with this dedication to this game, man, to this YouTube, to this entertainment, to getting this knowledge out, this wisdom, this manhood, this humanity, for people's sanity, you know? Yeah, man, we not all out here trying to crash out and be on demon time, man. This shit crushed me, man. I done dropped tears today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you know. All black men ain't out here, you know, ready to kill somebody and heartless old, you know, monkeys and stuff like they tried to paint us in the old times. You know, half a human and stuff, half a man. Nah, man. I got a whole heart full of pain right now, man. You know, and I want to see the good in times right about now, man. You know, that's why I'm doing this right here. You know, I'm doing this right here. You know, no liquor, no blunts, no nothing, man. You know, just raw. You hear me? Just raw. Look back on this, you know, with honor. You know, at a moment like this where I can commemorate my uncle, you know, and all his greatness and the legacy that he did leave behind with all the knowledge and wisdom that he did pass on to people like me. So nah, man, you know, it's hard to be happy right now, man. It's hard to be happy right now, man. You know, this is just like, you know, this is what I want to talk about. You know, it's like you want to say you got more time. You know what I'm saying? You want to say that you got more time next year, you know, 2, 3, just give me 10 years, man. I'm telling you, we're going to have all the materials, you know what I'm saying? All the peculiar materials that we can, you know, acquire, you know? So we can have fun out here with ownership and everything involved. And, you know, you think you got all this time. You know? I don't understand when people let disagreements and emotions and stuff get in the way of greatness, man. You know? That's why I'm not gonna, you know, that's why I said right now, you know, I'm gonna sit here and make this video in commemoration of my uncle, you know? Because I was gonna do this anyway. I need to do this anyway. And this just so happens now I have something to talk about that means near and dear to my heart. And that's my uncle, Brian. The real one, a real dinosaur in the game, man. You know? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you know, I'm doing Twitch. You know, I got, you know, plans to go ahead and get in the studio tonight. Like I said, previously, I don't know if I did actually. I don't even know if I did say, but I've been writing my songs again. You know what I'm saying? Finding the beat, writing the lyrics to that beat. You know, because I've been doing a whole lot of punching in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I had a toothache. You know, that shit's still in and out, off and on. You know, had a damn toothache. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I'm still kicking it, man. You know, God bless me to wake up. I'm in God's grace right now, man. You know, I'm in God's grace right now. You know? Oh. So yeah, man, you know. Rest in peace to Uncle Brian, man, you know. Great guy, you know, phenomenal character. You know, you know what I'm saying? Real Baltimore, you know, for sure. For sure. Real Baltimore. You know. Yeah, like I said, I'm rolling in on this last little bit of time. Y'all comment, like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Share this with your buddies. You know, this is NSG Slim Ian Brown. You know, I'm on a journey right now to being one of the best to be, you know, best versions of myself. I'm documenting my journey, my time, my trials, my triumphs and everything like that. You know, still working, still growing, still developing and elevating, you know. So, you know, yeah, this is one of them days, man. You know, it's one of them days, man. But, you know, everything gonna get better, man. You know, everything gonna get better, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you know, I'm about to go ahead and sign off, man. You know, I don't want to yap, you know what I'm saying, too long. I appreciate y'all for listening and watching, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and keep uploading consistently, documenting this journey I'm on, you know. It's a once in a lifetime thing I'm doing right now. You know, I'm going down in history as one of the greatest, you know, so it's about time I documented this so y'all can look back on something to laugh with my daughter And if I had more kids, you know, and my family and all that, like, you know, yeah, I believed in myself even when I ain't had nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. You know, shout out to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. All right, y'all. You know, deuces.